Who's jolly and round and goes ho ho ho? Santa Claus, of course. And today, Toasty Bread and Snug Boot are gonna get in the holiday spirit by dressing up as Santa Claus. To customize them, I'm using Americana Red Alert, Snow White, Lamp Black, Flesh Tone, Folk Art, Metallic Gold, and a cotton ball. So let's get started and transform Toasty Bread into Jolly Old Saint Nick. To start off, I am painting the bottom half of Toasty in red. Now this is going to take about 2 coats probably, and I am covering up his eyes. We're just gonna draw them farther up on his body in a little bit. So here comes the second coat here, and it's done a pretty good job of covering up what we need to cover up. Don't be too worried about covering up the face in the front, his eyes. We're gonna cover those later. Now I'm switching to the flesh colored paint, and I am just painting just the top half of the front, only the front, with flesh tone, and this color goes on really well for me, so I just need 1 coat of this, and then I'm gonna switch over to white paint. Now I am taking this white paint and I am painting all of the parts of Toasty Bread that I have not painted yet. So it's going to be the back half and the sides that are left exposed. And again, this white goes on really well, so you only need 1 coat of it. Plus, I'm not too worried about coverage because we are going to go in there and cover it up. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. So here's that cotton ball. And what I'm doing is I am just making like a U kind of shaped with the cotton ball to make Santa's beard. And I've used my hot glue gun. I put 1 dot in the front and I adhered that little piece of cotton ball directly to Toasty Bread. Now again, using my hot glue gun, and I'm just using just a little bit of glue because Shopkins are really tiny and this cotton ball doesn't weigh much, so it doesn't need much glue. I'm putting glue on the sides and attaching more cotton to the top of Toasty Bread, and so we're gonna put cotton at the top and on the back to give Santa his beard and his big fluffy hair. And this looks so awesome, guys. So get the cotton on there, push it down so it's not too fluffy, and use glue wherever you need to just tack the cotton down, just like that. It's looking a lot like Santa. And get the back. And be careful not to burn yourself here because the hot glue, well, is obviously hot. So I don't want you guys to burn your fingers when trying to do this part. So if you need to, ask your parents for help. And there it goes, Santa's hair is all on. So let's tackle Santa's eyes. We're gonna give him the signature Shopkins eyes. So these are kind of relatively easy. All we're gonna do is make 2 circles, relatively big circles, on either side of his face, you know, where eyeballs should be. So here they are, 2 circles, and I'm using a extra fine tip black Sharpie to draw on the eyes because I feel like it gives me a lot more control. But if you want to and you have the patience, you can always do these eyes with black paint. Now it's time for the eyelashes. So I'm giving Santa 1 eyelash in the top corner and 2 eyelashes in the bottom corner, just like Shopkins have. Just like that. Now once you have the eyes and the eyelashes put in, go in with a really small brush and paint in the entire eyes white. And there's 1 eye and the second eye, and you can always go back in with your Sharpie and make the lines darker or thicker if you need to after putting on the white parts. So we're gonna need to let that paint dry, and once it's dry, we're gonna go in and draw the Pupil. So all it is we're gonna make like a half moon crescent shape at the edge and then fill it all in except for the little tiny circle that we'll leave for Santa's like actual pupil, and fill it completely in with the Sharpie. And you'll want to do this to both eyes, and it'll look just like that. Now it's time for Santa's eyebrows. Now I am using white paint to match Santa's hair and his beard, just like this, and they're just like little, you know, swishies. You just real quick put them on just like that, and Santa looks so adorable. And what I've done here is I've mixed a little bit of red and a little bit of white to make a pink color, and I am going to go in and make a little tiny circle for Santa's mouth. Like that. And for Santa's mustache, I've rolled out a really thin piece of cotton, and I'm going to glue it directly to Santa very gently and carefully with hot glue. And what would Santa be without his Santa's hat? So I found these cute, adorable little tiny hats at Hobby Lobby, and how adorable here, guys. I'm going to glue the hat directly onto Santa's head, and this will complete Santa for me. Now Santa has his mustache and his beard and his white hair and his adorable Santa hat, and so here he is, Shopkin Santa. And now we're gonna make Santa's boot. And to make the boots, we are going to customize Snug Boot here. And this is a pretty easy, pretty quick custom. All we're doing is we're taking the black paint and covering the boot completely 100% with black. Now this only needs one coat of paint to give you complete coverage of the orange yellowy color. And since the eyes are black, there's kind of no way of saving them here, so I'm actually unfortunately going to cover the entire face of Snug Boot there, but no worries, I promise we'll get some eyes in there in just a second. So here's Snug Boot completely dry. Now using the gold paint and a very, very fine brush, I am painting in a square here for the belt buckle on Santa's boot. This one's super cute and super easy. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. So we're not going to fill in the middle of the square, just the outside, just the outline to make it look like Santa's belt buckle. And since this is a Shopkin, we want to give him some eyes. So I've picked up these extra tiny wiggle eyes, and we're going to glue these directly onto the front of the boot where the eyes originally were. And to do that, I am using clear nail polish. So I just put a little bit of clear nail polish, and then the eyes will stick super easily, just like that. And then I'm going to cover the entire boot with clear nail polish to seal the eyes in. Uh-oh, I got stuck there. I'll just use my finger to kind of scratch that off. And here they are. And I actually made two Santa boots. So here's Santa, Toasty Bread, dressed up as Santa. I think he came out amazing. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm also trying to think of a name for him. So I don't know, Santa Bread? I have no idea. Let me know your ideas down below. He came out so adorable. Toasty Bread, aka Santa Claus, and Santa's boots. So here are my two custom snow boots that turned into Santa boots. Super cute, super cute. Well, thank you so much for watching, little pandas, and you guys have a happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, whatever you guys are celebrating. I hope that you guys have an amazing time. Until next time, bye.